Our next finalist is Sydney Analiska from the Neuroscience program.
Throughout history, the average patient wasn't really average at all. It was male. Though women make up more than half of the population, they have been historically excluded from research. You can see on the left how this has created a gap. Women are more likely to have their pain dismissed or misdiagnosed, and all because today's medical landscape was built using only male subjects. So how can we create a research agenda that addresses this history? On the right, you can see two important considerations. First, we must acknowledge that populations are not all the same. And assuming they are likely means we're overlooking what the data is actually telling us. Second, we must acknowledge that women face unique phenomena like pregnancy or postpartum, and we can't understand these things by comparing women to men. My work in social neuroscience embodies these principles, centering women's health as a subject in its own right. I study the postpartum period by observing the social interactions and the brains of new mothers, and I see that postpartum stress is associated with two key findings. Behaviorally, we see that stressed moms spend less time engaging in social interactions. And in the brain, we also see decreased activation in a region called the thalamus, which is important for executive function. So why do these two things matter? Well, parental stress is actually a pressing public health crisis. And this work identified novel targets for intervention when postpartum stress is changing social behavior. And moreover, we've shown that stress has a profound impact on the maternal brain, which raises important questions about postpartum. Some neuroscientists believe that the two most traumatic things that can happen in an organism's lifetime are giving birth and being born. So what do we as scientists do for this uniquely traumatic developmental time point? Too often, we take postpartum pain, stress, or complications as a given, something women must and should endure for the sake of motherhood. Or we argue that hormones make women difficult, confusing, and ultimately bad research subjects. But science is facing a replicability crisis because we have not represented our populations. Our lack of knowledge for the field of women's health and care for postpartum women are downstream consequences of this underrepresentation. By studying postpartum stress, I'm trying to build a world where women aren't just praised for their resilience or perseverance, but believed and studied and advocated for in research. The goal of my work is simple: demand a future where women's health is not understudied, underfunded, or overlooked, but holistically represented and fully understood. Thank you.